In the legendary land of France, a young man named Roland was famed for his bravery and loyalty. He came from a noble family, but had a heart that beat for justice and love for the people. King Charlemagne, Roland's uncle, trusted him deeply and made him the commander of his army. Roland wielded a magical sword named Durandal, said to be unbreakable. One day, Charlemagne's court faced the threat of an invasion by the Moors, and Roland was tasked to defend the southern borders. On his journey, he met a woman named Emmeline, a brave and beautiful soul who fought for her people's freedom. Emmeline was the daughter of a local lord resisting the enemy's oppression. Their eyes met, and an unspoken bond of love formed, but danger loomed ahead. Roland, though consumed by love, put his duty first and vowed to return to Emmeline after the war. He promised her that he would return victorious, no matter the cost. Roland led his troops to the southern borders, where the Moorish forces gathered in overwhelming numbers. The battlefield was surrounded by dense forests and treacherous hills, adding to the tension of the looming conflict. Roland's strategic mind and unmatched courage inspired his soldiers, turning fear into fierce determination. In the heat of battle, Roland's sword, Durandal, gleamed like a beacon, cutting through enemy lines. The Moorish leader, a cunning warrior named Marsil, realized Roland was the key to France's resistance. Marsil devised a plot to lure Roland into a trap, using a false truce as bait. Roland, suspicious but bound by honor, decided to meet Marsil's emissaries. Among the emissaries was a spy who secretly passed information about Roland's movements to Marsil. Emmeline, hearing whispers of betrayal, sent a warning letter to Roland, urging him to trust his instincts. As Roland prepared for the meeting, he held Emmeline's letter close, her words echoing in his heart. Roland arrived at the meeting site, a clearing surrounded by high cliffs, with a feeling of unease growing in his chest. The emissaries offered extravagant gifts, their words dripping with false promises of eternal peace. Roland, though skeptical, decided to proceed cautiously, knowing retreat could weaken France's morale. That night, he confided in his closest ally, Oliver, who urged him to prepare for an ambush. At dawn, Roland's troops were attacked by Marsil's forces, who emerged from hidden positions among the cliffs. Amid the chaos, Roland and his men fought fiercely, their battle cries echoing through the valley. Marsil, observing from afar, grew frustrated as Roland's leadership turned the tide of battle. Determined to crush Roland, Marsil sent reinforcements, doubling the pressure on the French troops. In the heat of battle, Roland saw Emmeline's letter fluttering from his pocket, reminding him of her faith in him. Filled with renewed strength, Roland blew his oliphant, a legendary horn, calling for help from nearby French forces. The powerful sound of the oliphant echoed through the mountains, a desperate cry for reinforcements. Roland's men, inspired by his unwavering courage, formed a defensive circle to hold off the enemy. Emmeline, miles away, heard of the ambush and prayed fervently for Roland's survival. As the reinforcements delayed, Roland's strength began to waver under the relentless attacks. Marsil, seeing Roland's exhaustion, ordered his most skilled warriors to strike directly at him. Roland fought with superhuman resolve, his sword Durandal blazing as it cut down enemy after enemy. Oliver, his loyal friend, fought by his side, protecting Roland from flank attacks. Despite their bravery, the sheer number of enemies began to overwhelm Roland's dwindling forces. Severely wounded, Roland refused to retreat, vowing to protect his homeland to his last breath. With one final blow of his oliphant, Roland shattered the horn, its sound carrying his defiance to the heavens. The shattered oliphant's cry reached the French forces, spurring them to race to Roland's aid. Roland, bleeding and exhausted, faced Marsile's champion in a final, brutal duel. Durandal clashed with the enemy's blade, sparks flying as the warriors exchanged deadly blows. With a mighty swing, Roland dealt a decisive strike, felling Marsile's champion to the ground. But the effort left Roland staggered, and Marsile's soldiers closed in for the kill. Oliver, despite his own wounds, leapt in front of Roland, sacrificing himself to shield his friend. The sight of Oliver's sacrifice reignited Roland's strength, and with Durandal, he pushed back the enemy once more. The French reinforcements finally arrived, charging into the battlefield with a thunderous roar. Marsile's forces, seeing the tide turn, began to retreat, their morale shattered by Roland's defiance. As the battle ended, Roland collapsed. Mortally wounded, but victorious, his mission fulfilled. On his final breaths, Roland entrusted Durandal to his surviving comrades, ensuring its legacy endured. The French soldiers, inspired by Roland's bravery, vowed to defend their homeland with the same spirit. Roland's body was carried back to France, where his people mourned their fallen hero. Améline, heartbroken but proud, spread tales of Roland's courage to ensure he was never forgotten. Songs and poems were composed in his honor, immortalizing his name in French lore. Durandal, unbroken and gleaming, became a symbol of hope and resilience for generations. Marsile, defeated and humiliated, retreated to his kingdom, his ambitions forever crushed. Roland's sacrifice united France, inspiring knights and commoners alike to stand together. His name echoed across the land as the epitome of courage, loyalty, and undying love. To this day, Roland's story is told, a timeless tale of heroism that transcends the ages.